and welcome to Glasgow. It is press conference day here today. It is absolutely packed in here, and everyone's here to hear the final words from Nathaniel Collins and Cristobal Lorente ahead of their much anticipated rematch on Friday. The first fight was an absolute thriller. There was a round of the year contender in round 6, but the judges, they just couldn't split them. Friday night, we go again. There is a score to settle, and if you can hear a choo-choo around me, you would be correct, because look who is here. The Hutch train is in town. How are you?
I'm here. You're backing me up. This is my home, innit? So I can't let you come down here and me not be here. So
I love
definitely.
That, and me not be here. You were rapping, by the way, before we went on air.
I was giving him a few lyrics. I had to let you see me other talents that I've got.
I mean, could you give me anything now, or is that just too much?
I can't. It's too much just now. We don't want to bore them just yet. But give me time, and we'll have some coming up.
I love it. We will warm into that. Let's talk about you first before we talk about this show, because the last time I saw you, I was in the ring interviewing you just after your win over Ezra Taylor. A satisfying night for Willie Hutchinson.
Yes. Listen, it was good. I was very, very happy. And I did what I said I was set out to do. I got the job done and move on to the next one, to be honest with you. The titles is nice, it's all good, just get bigger and better things now for me.
What was more satisfying, beating Ezra Taylor or silencing Simon Jordan?
Probably neither of them, to be honest with you, because I was set out to do what I was going to do, and you know what I mean? It wasn't really satisfying, because it wasn't like I was... The satisfying feeling is when you get that world title and you lift it up and it's yours, and you've just beat one of the best men in the world. That for me is, I find, satisfying. For me, I was very proud of myself, of what I've overcome in life hurdles, and done exactly what I said I was going to do, you know. And the Simon Jordan thing, I mean, it was good to silence him a little bit, definitely. And you're right, I think I silenced quite a lot of people. But yeah, it's all good, man.
You silenced them by making noise with these fists. That's how you do it.
And me looks, me beautiful looks, I silence them with them as well.
You can see him. You can see this is a look at this finely tuned Hutch train right here.
Nah, I'm only joking.
No, you're not joking. Come on, don't pretend you're joking.
I'm not joking.
No.
I'm telling the truth.
You are. Who do you want next, by the way? There was a lot of talk in the ring about, you know, future world titles, but I mean, before that, what about a Buatsi rematch? Don't you want something like that?
That's the one we want. That's the one we want next, definitely. And we're just really waiting on seeing what's happening with that. And if he doesn't have it, let's have it with Yard. And if Yard doesn't have it, then we want Smith. And if Smith don't want it, we'll have Buvell. Buvell don't want it, we'll have Benavidez. Well, all of them. But for me, the next fight, we're in talks with Buatsi. Let's see where that goes.
Okay, fingers crossed. Talk to me a little bit about this show then. Nathaniel Collins, top of the show.
Yeah, a very good fighter. Very, very good.
But he's got to run it back. He's got to get the win this time.
He's got to run it back and get the win, and I believe he will. I think he looks good. Well, there, I just seen him a minute ago, and he looks very, very well. So, there's a great show, some great fighters. I know all these lads. I've grew up with them. There's some of these lads that I knew when there was 6-year-old. One, Reese Lunch, was in my amateur gym when he was 7-year-old.
He's a talent, isn't he, Reese Lunch?
Very, very good. They've all very good prospects and good boxers up there. John Joe Carrigan, little John Thompson. He's the one that I'm here. This is his tracksuit. I'm part of the Thompson crew.
Goodness me.
And he's very, very good. I've been brought up with him all my life. I remember when he was 3-year-old, 4-year-old. So, I mean, it's some good fighting on it. It's a great show.
Love it. And that's a good advert for the show. Willie, we're going to let you go because it is time to throw to Thomas Treiber. Let's get this press conference started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final press conference. 4 score to settle. A great night of championship boxing to be held this Saturday from Ovo Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red, Unibet, Riot Season, That Prize Guy, and Global Next Trade. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, a few reminders, ladies and gentlemen. Tickets are available via Ticketmaster, and you can watch it live, worldwide, exclusively on DAZN. Let's now get our Part 1 press conference started and welcome our participants. From Edinburgh, Scotland, Macklin Arthur. From Edinburgh, Scotland, Alex Arthur Jr. From Shotts, Scotland, Marcus Sutherland. From Glasgow, Scotland, Drew Limond. From Fauldhouse, Scotland, Reese Lightning Lynch. And from Carlisle, England, Starboy John Joe Kerrigan. And now at this time, we are going to hand things over to your host, the very talented Mr. Debsani.
Thank you very much, Thomas Schreiber. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Scotland, where we are now counting down the hours to a Friday night delight. The main event is the return of Scotland's new leading light, Nathaniel "The Nightmare" Collins, in a very important rematch against Cristobal Lorente. They battled it out 6 months ago, and the judges couldn't split them. So they've got a score to settle on Friday night. And we've got a score of talent here on the undercard. Some of the best talent in the world is currently coming from this country, in my humble opinion. I want to start with Alex Arthur Jr. I want to start with you, Alex Arthur, because this is fight number 4 for you. An important time in your career, 1 year on now from making that debut. How's it all going for you so far?
Yeah, it's all going really well. It's not been quite a year yet, but feels like it's been quite a long time since I had my debut already. Just looking forward to not having to drive through to Glasgow all the time every time I want to fight on one of these big Queensberry shows, so hopefully we can go back to Edinburgh soon. Now I've got my wee brother up here with me. Yeah, well, we're going to come on to your wee brother very, very shortly, but tell me about yourself. I mean, you've not lost a round yet. I was about to say you've not won a round, wouldn't be very good at all. But you've not lost a round so far in your career, right? No, and I'm not planning on anytime soon either. And you're stepping up on Friday night a little bit, a chance to put on a bit of a show. Well, fighting somebody who's hopefully going to come and have a bit of a go, which I reckon will definitely bring the best out in me. Be able to see a lot more of what I can offer and what I can do in the ring when I've got somebody who's coming to win and not somebody who's just coming to survive. So the fight's scheduled for 6 rounds, but I'm not planning on it going that long. I like that a lot. Tell me about this young man sat next to you then. Why don't you do the intro? Who is he and what's he all about? I could sit here for hours, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to pass it on to him now because he needs to learn himself to speak. So. Well, Macklin Arthur. This is Macklin Arthur, my younger brother. A proud moment, I guess, for the Arthur family, Macklin. And, you know, we've heard so much about you. You've done so much in the amateurs. It's finally time now to make your pro debut. How are you feeling? Yeah, I'm buzzing. This time last year, I was sat in the crowd watching Alex do this. And I just thought, man, that's what I want to be doing. And I've heard a story somewhere where I think you were 5 years old. Your dad took you into the garden and I think you started sparring at 5 years old, right? And you kind of realised that that's when you wanted to box. But after I posted that and said I was 5, my mum actually said that I wasn't 5, I was about 3 years old at the time. And my dad took me, Liston and Alex into the back garden. And he started with Alec, punched Alec, put the gloves on, started the fight. It's a wee bit embarrassing for Alec, but Alec ran away. Alec ran away crying. It's a true story. And then Liston got the gloves on. My dad punched Liston in the face. And Liston also started crying, ran away.
and then he put the gloves on me. And, well, apparently my face just went red, and I just started fighting back. And my dad said that that's when he knew what I was going to do for a living. And yeah, at 3 years old, I literally started training every single day. My dad used to make me run to nursery, and I wasn't even allowed to go to nursery without training. And it's what I've done my whole life. So I'm buzzing for this next chapter.
That's absolutely incredible, that story. What can we expect then on Friday night? And actually, after that, just a question for both of you as well, in terms of how much...
I wasn't.
You tactical.
It was tactical. He was quite far away from fighting, so he had a serious weight advantage. So I was going to go renegotiate the terms and then come back to him once I had a better offer.
I love it. Thinking with your head at a young age, I love that. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, this journey. Just tell me, Macklin, how much has your father inspired you?
Oh, massively, man, massively. So the year that I was born, my dad won the world title, and my mum was, I believe, she was starting to get back into work, and my brothers were at school, and my dad just used to bring me to the gym. So literally from the day that I started walking, I started boxing.
And Alex, actually final one for you on this, because it's a new kind of phenomenon for you on Friday. Your little brother's going to be on the same show as well, and I guess that's a whole other thing to think about, because...
I've got 2 fights.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be in the change room, which is weird, because obviously as boxing as amateurs, we did boxing, the Scottish Championships and stuff together, but like I said to you upstairs, Dev, it was different because he was fighting other kids. Now he's going to be fighting men, so my natural instinct is going to be to want to get in the ring and fight for him. But I mean, Macklin's a man now; he's 19, so he can get in there and fight for himself, and he's more than capable of doing that.
Love it. Can't wait. Best of luck to both of you. The Arthur name is in very safe hands, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move along to John Joe Carrigan. Some see him as the best prospect in the world. They were saying that before he even threw a punch as a professional. And John Joe, it feels like I only saw you fighting a couple of weeks ago, because I did. I mean, you were knocking a man out on the Magnificent Seven show. How was that performance for you, and how are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, obviously the last performance I got out in the 3rd round as I wanted to do, and yeah, it was a great performance. Boxing on a card like that is obviously unbelievable. Even the full build up to that fight was unbelievable, the press conference and all that, the weigh-in and that, and to be on a card like this again in Glasgow where I started is unbelievable.
You know, we was talking about that. The first 2 fights that you've had, they've not just been sort of tucking up in the corner waiting for you to hit them. They've been coming to take your head off. They've been coming to win, and I feel that's brought out something from you.
Yeah, obviously, my last opponent had 5, won 4. You know what I mean? So to have someone like that on my second fight it just shows where I am in my career. You know what I mean? I'm here to box anyone, and I'll box anyone.
You're just 18 years old as well, and
I'm 19 now, Dev.
19 now. Stato. Okay, 19. When was that?
Week after the last fight, April the 3rd.
See, that's where you just got me that little time in between. But I've seen you sparring Ishmael Davis as well. I mean, that's like a big, strong guy. How are you finding that? How is that bringing you on?
Yeah, listen, I've sparred Ishmael Davis more rounds than I can count, to be honest. I'm sick of looking at each other, to be honest. But yeah, it's been good, obviously, sparring someone like that, and I've been holding my own with someone like that. It means I'm doing something right in my career, innit? And getting experience from him, even after sparring, sitting around talking to him and teaching me things from the inside and how to work and throw punches when I'm in close, and just all the experience, you know what I mean? He's been around it, so just learning off the best.
And just one final one for you. How are you handling all the praise? You're not getting any criticism. Everyone's just bigging you up and saying you're amazing, you're going to be the best thing ever. How do you deal with that as a young man?
To be fair, I don't really, obviously, yeah, I hear it now and then, as you say, but I don't really take it to my head that much. Obviously, it's nice for people to say that, but on the night, on Friday night, I've got to perform and show people why they say that. You know what I mean?
I like that. That's a good thing to say. Best of luck to you, John Joe Carrigan.
Good enough.
OK, let's speak to Drew Limond. Drew, fight number 6 and your first 6-rounder coming up. What does that mean for Drew Limond at this point?
Just moving on, try to get the rounds and gain the experience. Just buzzing.
You do seem buzzing, and buzz cut as well. You had this lovely kind of longer hair, flowing hair before. What's happened?
Oh, just too much over the weight, so had to shave the hair after trying to weight. But no, it was annoying me. Every time I was sparring or hitting the bags, it was just getting in my eyes. I was like, this is doing my nutting, man, so I just shaved it off. And my coach Joe was just slaughtering me for it, so I was like, right, cool.
You mentioned your coach Joe, so that's a fairly new development there. You're up there with Joe Ham, Nathaniel Collins, Regan Glackin, all of those guys. How has that helped bring you on?
Oh, massively. It's just a gym full of talent, and it's like the professional side as well. Like, there's a lot of talent, but it's the amateur side as well. Everybody's killers in that gym, so the experience day in, day out it's unreal.
Yeah, I can see a few videos go out of you and Nathaniel working together. It's clearly helping you.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Tell me then, it was a stoppage last time out. Are we going to see the same kind of thing on Friday?
Hopefully, but listen, I'll go in there and I'll box and see if I can box the best I can. I'll stop most people, so I'll just go in there, relax, and if a shot comes, it comes.
Do you feel pressure carrying the Limond name?
Not really, because I feel as if my dad wasn't a boxer, I would still be a boxer. I feel as if it's just what I'm meant to do. So I don't feel like I'm privileged that I can be able to do this.
Yeah, and you're carving out your own name, and you're doing so very well. So listen, best of luck to you on Friday. It's great to have you on this show. So much great Scottish talent coming through, and we look forward to it, Drew.
Cheers, Dave.
OK, let's move to a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, unbeaten Rhys Lynch, who just winks at me as I say his name. Rhys, you've come here. You're here for a real performance this week, I can tell.
Yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to it. Just kind of want to go out there and show what I can do. Feel like the last few fights I've kind of tried to rush things, so I'm going to just take my time and pick my shots, and then the shot should come.
And is that because on your debut at the Hydro, which was almost a year ago, around 11 months ago, you just got the guy out of there pretty quickly, and you probably wanted to kind of replicate that in your following two fights?
Yeah, probably. Obviously in that debut I got him out quick, and kind of started getting a bit big-headed, didn't you? So, this time I'm just going to go out there and box the way I can box, and I know that I can pick my shots well, I'll get them out.
I've seen you've been doing a bit of sparring with Pierce O'Leary as well, IBO world champion at your weight. I mean, that must have been invaluable experience.
Yeah, definitely. That was good rounds. Learned a lot from him as well. I went down twice, so I went down 1 week and then went down the week after. And it's good to kind of work on stuff, like, especially with someone his calibre, and he's doing really well, so I've been able to work on stuff and then put it into practice the next game week when I was down there, and it was good rounds. He can punch. Doing that, he can punch.
I think his opponents could testify to that as well. But tell me this, you are a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, you are a southpaw, a rangy kind of southpaw, it all kind of sounds like Josh Taylor, right? I mean, these comparisons you must have had your whole career. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's good to be compared to someone like him. I mean, he done it all as a pro. Like, you couldn't actually have a better career than what Josh Taylor had, so if I can do half of what he done, I'd be mega happy. And then if I can do the full lot, it'd be brilliant.
So I think you've got a great chance, but you've got Matthew King Cobra in front of you on Friday. That's his nickname, the Cobra, by the way. How are you with snakes?
Deal with them perfectly fine.
Okay, so we're expecting a resounding win on Friday night?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, best of luck to you, Rhys Lynch. We look forward to your return. Now, Marcus Sutherland, I mean, unbeaten so far, everything's going well, and now it's the step up. Now you take on a man who is also unbeaten, and there's a Celtic title on the line. Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Queensberry for getting this over the line, thanks to my manager, and thanks to my opponent for taking the fight. There was like 9 other opponents offered it, and they all knocked it back with undefeated records, so fair play to him.
I mean, he seems pretty confident. Of course, he should be. Bayo Alabi, unbeaten, 5-0, by the way. We'll see him tomorrow at the weigh-in. But there's a feeling that maybe you're overrated in terms of the people that you've boxed. That's what I've picked up from an interview that he's done.
Yeah. I mean, the people I've boxed, the people I've been in with, I've not been tested to my full ability yet, and this is the time for me to show that I'm on this level, and that this is the guys I should be mixing with undefeated fighters. I mean, he's coming to take the dream away, he's coming to upset the odds and take all of this away from me, so it's up to me to stop that from happening. He's going to come here and he's going to leave openings, and I've showed before that you can't afford to leave the openings with me, do you know?
So what would it mean to you to become the Celtic champion?
Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing to get a title on the line. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, everything.
You've picked up all these comparisons to Nick Ball as well along the way, and then I saw, oh, he's actually been sparring Nick Ball. How was that?
Nah, I was sparring the same gym. He had his sparring lined up. I was sparring with Brad Strand, the McGrails, so getting really good sparring in Everton with they boys as well. But I've no sparred Nick yet, but that'll harm.
Can I come to the gym when you do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all need to see that. And you've been doing some work with Ross McCormack, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Ross a good pal of mine. He's getting in preparations for his upcoming fight for some football thing, so that's happening in Liverpool.
Yeah, okay, look, very, very exciting stuff. Former Premier League footballer working with Marcus Sutherland. So what can we expect then on Friday night from yourself?
I'm prepared to go a hard, tough 8 rounds. That's what I've conditioned to do. That's what I'm prepared to do. But with the way I've been performing in the gym, the way I've been looking, this could go early. Do you know? I'm not going to look for it, but yeah.
Best of luck to you, Marcus Sutherland. Best of luck to all of you up here. That concludes part 1 of today's press conference. They're going to do some photos down the front, and then we'll be back very, very shortly for the 4 big title fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with part 2 of our final press conference for Score to Settle, a great night of championship boxing to be held this Saturday from Ovo Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland. Let's now welcome the participants. From Nottingham, England, Nico Leivars. From Newart Hill, Scotland, Dylan Arbuckle. From Port Talbot, Wales, Conor Conzo McIntosh. From Southampton, England, Royston Barney-Smith, Sugar Boy Roy. From London, England, Sam the Magic Man Gilley. From Glasgow, Scotland, Aston Badman Brown. From Barcelona, Catalunya, Spain, Cristobal Lorente. From Glasgow, Scotland, Nathaniel the Nightmare Collins. And now we hand things back over to your host, Mr. Debsani.
Thank you, Thomas Triber. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final part of today's press conference as we count down the hours now to Friday night boxing live on the global home of boxing DAZN from the OVO Hydro. Now, the main event is Nathaniel Collins looking to right a wrong. He's here with a score to settle. 6 months ago, he took on this man, Cristobal Lorente. It was a 12-round thriller. There was a round of the year contender for round 6, and there were nearly 1,300 punches thrown. At the end of the fight, one judge had it for Collins, one judge had it for Lorente, and the other judge, well, he just couldn't split them. And you know what that means? That means we've got to run it back, and that's exactly what we're going to do on Friday night. WBC final eliminator. The winner is front of the queue for the unbeaten Bruce Carrington. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, live around the world on the global home of boxing DAZN. This is Collins versus Lorente 2. This is Score to Settle. Now, as you can see, there's so many brilliant title fights up here. And before we get to all of them, I want to start actually with a couple of words from the main event participants, starting with Nathaniel Collins here, because Nathaniel, you've got to do it again. You've got to run it back. The job wasn't done, in theory, the first time around. How are you going to make sure you get it done this time?
By any means necessary, again. I'm looking forward to running it back. That's what I wanted. I've seen a few people say they were surprised to see that this was happening right again so soon, but it's what needed to happen.
Was that first fight a bit of a lesson for you?
Yeah, it was a massive lesson for me. Don't let my heart rule my head. Don't get too caught up. Don't get involved. You know, we're there with a game plan, and we're professionals. So this time we'll be sticking to that game plan, and you know, the victory will come.
What did you learn about Cristobal Lorente in the first fight?
I learned he can take a shot. He's tough, he's got a chin. Obviously he's gritty and he's got a good engine, so learned a lot about him, enough to analyse and work on this fight.
Well, let's get an opening word from Cristobal Lorente. Cristobal, what are your opening thoughts heading into this rematch?
Bueno, creo que es una pelea que se merecía el mundo entero. Creo que la última vez dimos un gran espectáculo y vamos a repetirlo sin duda.
It's a fight for the fans of the boxing, the world fans will watching the rematch, and I hope the case in my victory, and I'm excited for this opportunity again.
And what did you learn about Nathaniel Collins 6 months ago?
¿Qué aprendiste de la pelea con Nathaniel Collins?
Aprendí mucho de ese combate, demostré que me merezco estar en el primer nivel mundial y sin duda venimos con los deberes hechos, con el trabajo hecho y a dar la sorpresa de nuevo.
I learned a lot in this fight. I'm demonstrated to me if I'm in the first level, and now I am coming with the work done to give the victory.
Okay, thank you, Cristobal. We'll be coming back to you and Nathaniel as well a little bit shortly. So many great fights on this. We've got a British Super Bantamweight Championship on the line now. Fighters that have held this belt and gone on to become world champions. You're looking at the likes of Jazza Dickens, Kid Galahad, Scott Quigg. So there's so much that this could lead to for the winner. It's going to be Dylan Arbuckle against Nico Leivars. And Dylan, I'm going to start with you. I mean, you've been the Celtic champion, Scottish champion, and now the chance to become the British champion. A big moment for you.
Aye, definitely. It's massive. It's going to be the biggest fight in my career so far. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
You've not boxed at the Hydro before. I don't think you've been on a stage like this. You ready for this stage?
Yep, more than ready.
What do you think about your opponent?
He's a good boxer. We both deserve this title shot, so it's going to come down on the night. Who wants it more?
So that's what it's going to come down to. Who wants it more?
Yep.
Where do you see your advantages in the fight?
Mostly, probably the biggest ones, maybe physical size and height advantage. I'll do whatever it takes to win. I think I'll be the biggest advantage.
I can hear that. I can hear that determination in your voice. Let's hear from your opponent, Nico Leivars. And I mean, you've got a very determined opponent standing in between you and becoming British champion on Friday. What are your opening thoughts heading into this?
No, I mean, absolutely. It's like you alluded to, it's a belt that means a lot in terms of the history of the belt and what you go on to achieve afterwards. So anyone who fights for a British title is understandably more than up for it, because it changes your life and it changes your career.
And it sounds like he believes his physicality and his will to win are going to be what leads him to victory on Friday night. What are your thoughts on that, and what do you think your attributes are that will get you the win?
I mean, I've probably got just as much will to win, because just as he said, it's the biggest fight of his career, but also mine. And I think my speed and my boxing ability gets me over the line. But I think in terms of the fight on paper, it is absolutely a cracking fight.
And you've not been the most active recently. I think it was one fight last year, possibly one the year before as well. Is that a concern going into this?
No, because it was a few unfortunate pull-outs, not through my side, and a few injuries. So I had training camps wasted where I'd sparred, got ready, but it's all work in the bank where I've improved as a boxer and improved as a fighter outside the ring. So maybe not on paper I've been that active, but in reality I have been in the gym, training, sparring, so all that work will pay off.
And in that gym, you've got a world champion in Dalton Smith. I know you were helping Mick Conlon as well prepare for his last fight. How inspired are you by the fighters around you and what they have achieved and what they're going to achieve?
Oh, it's great. I mean, even what you pick up in sparring, but also outside the ring, how to conduct yourself in the gym, outside the gym, how to handle the pressure. As a boxer and as a person, it's nothing, you can just absorb it like a sponge and, add it to your toolbox and hopefully improve you.
Dylan, let me ask you this. You are the home fighter, right? You are the Scotsman on Friday night. How much of a factor do you feel that could be?
I feel like the majority of the crowd will be behind the Scottish boys, but at the end of the day, they can't fight for you, so it's got to come down to just me and Nico.
And Nico, away from home, heading up into the Lions' Den, a factor at all? Something you're inspired by, or tell me?
Not really. I mean, it's a ring, isn't it? 4 corners, an opponent waiting for me. So I don't. I mean, I drove up last night and it was just windy and rainy around here, so it's pretty similar to England. But no, I've got quite a few coming up anyway to support me, and I'm really grateful for them because Friday night hotels and getting time off work. I'm fortunate where people have bought tickets to come up and fight and watch me do it. So no, I'm looking forward to it.
Give us your prediction, Nico.
Win, any means necessary.
Dylan, final word from you on this. What's your prediction for it?
Same as Nico's. I'll do whatever it takes to win.
You're going to have a pint afterwards, aren't you, you two? You've said pretty much the same thing. OK, British Super Bantamweight Championship on the line on Friday night. One of our brilliant title fights coming up. OK, more British title action. Commonwealth title as well. Royston Barney-Smith takes on Conor McIntosh. Now, these belts have been vacated by the brilliant Ryan Garner from Southampton, and it looks like Royston Barney-Smith is coming up in his slipstream, collecting belts in theory behind him, but there is a very stubborn, talented Welshman here who wants to make sure that that is not the case, and that's who I'm going to start with in Conor McIntosh. Conor, this is a belt, the British title anyway, you've said is your dream. This means a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I first turned professional, that was, you know, the main goal. I thought that I had the ability to win a British title. You know, there's been some bumps in the road through my career. You know, took a couple of losses, but learned from them all against, you know, good opposition. And I've just never been deterred. I've always been in the gym the next day, train hard, look after myself outside the gym. And yeah, I'm just ready to grab this opportunity with both hands. You've had a kind of like a different path to Royston Barney-Smith, you know, decorated amateur, turned over, 18 years old with Frank Warren, with Queensberry, a lot of fanfare. You've had a different path, and I believe you're a dad, you're working a full-time job as well. Talk to us a little bit about your camp leading up. Yeah, I suppose a bit of a working-class hero, really. I mean, I'm still working full-time. My work have been good enough to let me have time off. You know, I was doing the school run this week as well. The last one was yesterday. And yeah, I mean, coming up off a small haul, selling tickets, paying for opponents and stuff like that, it's been tough. But I believe it's made me the fighter I am, and I'm just really hungry to go for it. Have you sparred before, you and Royston? No. So me and Royston went up to Matchroom Gym to help Joe Cordina in preparations for his world title fight. And I'll admit, while I was there, I looked at Royston and I thought, yeah, very, very good kid. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I heard he had a very stellar amateur career as well. But there was a part of me that was thinking, like, you know, maybe one day, you know, he's the same weight as me, you know, it could happen. So, and here we are. Here we are indeed. Let's hear from Royston Barney-Smith then. I mean, this is looks like a bit of a step up. It's British and Commonwealth titles, all part of the path, part of the plan, I'm sure, for you, Royston. How are you feeling about this one?
I think it's going to be like a good fight. I know he goes to work and he's a full-time dad, and fair play to him, but this is boxing at the end of the day, and you do have to set yourself apart from the pack, and I believe I do that 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. Is it about levels? At this stage in the game, yes, because where you're fighting for these British and Commonwealth titles, for me, this is a big accomplishment, but this is not where my journey stops. I want to be #1 in the world one day and a multi-time world champion. You know, that's interesting, Conor, because we've talked about this as well. For Royston, this isn't the mountain top. This isn't the Everest. For you, it sounds like it is. All you've talked about is the British title. Is that something that could play out in the fight at all? Well, yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, I think Royston probably sees this as sort of like a stepping stone onto bigger and better things. And, you know, that's all, you know, fair enough to him. But to me, like, after April 17th, I do not see anything beyond that. And that's the way I've been training. Like, April 17th is where it all ends. You know, I'm willing to do everything possible for these British and Commonwealth titles. Sounds very determined, Royston. No, you have to be. I doubt he's not trained himself to death for this fight, but so have I. And me on a good night beats him on a great night. So on Friday, I'm going to show you what the class is made of. You know, that's interesting that he talked about when you both went to the gym and you both were sparring. I think it was Joe Cordina. And he said he saw a great fighter when he looked at you. I've heard a quote from you where you said you saw him and you thought, well, he's going to have to step up if he ever gets in the ring with me. Is that kind of how you felt at the time? Is that how you're feeling about this? Yeah, definitely. For the likes of for back then to now, I'm a different fighter to when that happened. And to be honest, me back then to me now is a total different man in that ring.
In your last fight, Royston, you seemed to hurt Danny Quartermain with every shot in the book, really. Do you feel like you can hurt Conor McIntosh? Never been stopped, by the way. You feel you can hurt him and take him out of there?
I punch hard enough and fast enough to hurt anyone, Dev, and I believe if I hit anyone half okay, they're definitely going out there.
Thoughts, Conor?
I didn't catch the last bit, but he said he hits hard. We'll see on Friday.
That'll do. See you on Friday night.
We'll see you both on Friday night. Brilliant fight. British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight Championships on the line. Royston Barney-Smith and Conor McIntosh. OK, now we've got a cracker in the middleweight division, a fight that gave me goosebumps, to be honest, when I saw it got made. Sam Gilley coming off a heartbreaking loss at Spurs. I mean, that's pretty usual.
Cheers, Dave. Yeah, nice one, mate. Thanks.
Happens every week, doesn't it? But a heartbreaking loss. You're coming off of that. You've decided to go up in weight to middleweight, go to Scotland and take on Aston Brown here, who just seems to be knocking everyone out. Sam Gilley, I'm going to start with you, because what a fight to take. Talk about walking towards the fire. That's what this is, Sam.
That's what excites me. Like, mate, I've been doing this a long time. I don't want boring fights. I want something that gets the juices flowing. You need that fear factor to bring the best out of yourself, and there's no better dance partner than the man sat over there.
Well, Aston, let me bring you in, because this is the middleweight debut for Sam Gilley. Yeah. What sort of welcome awaits him in his middleweight debut?
Bad man AB performance, mate, you know what I mean? I'm a strong middleweight, I punch hard, I've got bags of skill, but Sam's a great fighter. He comes, and he said he's an entertaining fighter, he's strong, he's gritty, and it's going to be a good fight, mate, you know what I mean? I see it being a really good fight. Aye, cracker. I'm looking forward to it, man. Let's go on it, you know what I mean?
Sam, one thing you've talked about in the build-up to this fight is this idea of deep water. You're saying this fella here, not been beyond 6 rounds, never been in with a live one, in your opinion. This is stuff that you've said. Do you stand by that?
Yeah, mate, 100%. I mean, listen, you don't know how he's going to react until he's tested. So he'll know that. He'll know deep down what he's at. But we got to find that out. Do you know what I mean? We got to test him and see how he reacts, and then adjust accordingly, and be smart through this fight, because he has got a big right hand.
Deep water, Aston.
Keep hearing it, mate. Blah, blah, blah. And I keep hearing the deep water thing. No, just for Sam, just like, obviously, people saying, oh, you've not went by. Listen, man, I've been in this game a very long time. You know what I mean? I'm mixed with some of the best fighters in the world, amateur. I'm not as pro yet, you know what I mean? But everybody has to go to the 10 rounds. And I mean, my last 3 fights have been scheduled for 10 rounds, and these people tried to take me 10 rounds and they couldn't get by 2, so, you know what I mean? Let's go, man.
Back yourself to get the stoppage against the Magic Man. He's never been stopped.
100%. Listen, I go in there to hurt people, to knock people out, and so does Sam. Of course he does, you know what I mean? The opportunity presents itself, I take it. I mean, I've got heavy hands, but again, it's a step up. Of course it is. We've spoke about it. 10 rounds. He's done it a few times. But trust me right now, if I hit you on the button, you'll go to sleep.
You like to stand and trade sometimes, Sam. You like a bit of a scrap. You like a tear-up. You surely can't afford to do that with this guy.
Mate, I've never been on the deck, like, from an headshot. So I've been in with big lads, and I've never been buzzed up. I've never been on the deck. So we're going to see what happens, aren't we?
Any final words to each other?
Good luck, Sam.
And you, mate.
Brilliant fight. I promise you that. A lot of people are saying this could be a fight of the year contender on Friday.
You're trying to get it, Dave, innit? He's trying to get that.
You've got to try it, yeah. You've got to try, because you've both said like, good things. But let's get to it. Brilliant stuff. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Aston. Thank you, Sam. The main event, then. We want to clap. Do you want to clap for these guys?
Yeah, come on.
I heard it. Yeah. Well done, Matt Clapper. Let's get back to the main event now. Nathaniel Collins, last time in the first fight 6 months ago, there's a feeling that you let your heart rule your head. I think that's what you've made very clear. and the crowd, it all got too much. You tried to get the knockout basically, and it didn't come. Now, if you start landing good shots against this guy, what's going to stop you going in and trying to finish it again?
Nothing. No, I'm much more disciplined now. The camp we just had with, we were over in LA sparring ex-world champions at featherweight, big punchers, lightweights, I've learned about a bit of patience and discipline, so yeah, that'll take over this time.
One thing you said was that you made him look better than he is. Can you just explain that one to me a little bit?
Yeah, self-explanatory really. I made him look better than what he is. He's skill-wise, he's not, I don't think he's a world beater. I don't think he's the most skillful boxer. He just showed he had a bit of grit and determination. Did I let him show that by standing right in front of him? Try to take him out? Yes.
Let's hear from Cristobal on that. I mean, the idea that Nathaniel made you look better than what you actually are. What do you think about that?
Bueno, yo también voy a estar mucho mejor. Hemos aprendido de la primera pelea y sin duda creemos que tenemos el trabajo y hemos hecho lo suficiente para ganar este combate otra vez.
I'm better than the other time too, in good shape, and I know the case to obtain the victory again in this rematch because I win the last fight.
Is that your feeling when you watch back the first fight? You are adamant that you won that first fight.
Sin duda alguna. Yo era el que menospreciaba a todo el mundo, el que todo el mundo se pensaba que iba a ser un trabajo fácil para Collins y no fue así, para nada. Al final del combate se demostró quién llegó más entero, quién llegó mejor en los asaltos finales y quién mereció esa victoria.
Absolutely. I'm the underdog in the first fight. Nobody believes in me, and I stay in best shape than him in the final part of the fight. I stay on my 100% at the final of the fight, and who? And them.
Any response to that, Nathaniel?
I don't know really what he's trying to say, that he was stayed in the best shape after the fight.
Yeah, I think the general message is that he feels he won the fight and he did better in the second half of the fight and got it done. And I think
I think him and his team are probably the only people that believe that, to be honest. There was an argument he never won any of the first 6 rounds. To give him all of the last 6 rounds is ridiculous. His victory is that he finished fitter or fresher, which means nothing because, as what it is, you lost the first 6 rounds, you get the head boxed off him, and then, my mistake, try to take him out, every round after that. But
is this round 13 or round 1?
Round 1. It's a fresh fight, new guys, new head on my shoulders.
Cristobal, is this round 13 or round 1?
Es el round 1. Sin duda va a ser el round 13. Vamos a acabar lo que empezamos en la primera y sin duda nos vamos a llevar esa victoria.
Absolutely, it's the round 13. I'm going to be finished the work if I started the other time. I'm so confident in my victory and return to my country with them.
Just another one for you, Cristobal. You mentioned something at the launch press conference about you having a bigger heart than Nathaniel. Where does that come from? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Habla de que en las conferencias de prensa se ha hablado del gran corazón que tiene Nathaniel. ¿Cómo afrontas esto?
Sin duda, Collins tiene un gran corazón. Estoy seguro que para que me regale esa victoria voy a tener que sufrir muchísimo. Y los dos lo hemos demostrado. Los dos sabemos que estamos a un paso de nuestro sueño y simplemente ganará quien tenga más ganas.
Okay, that's difficult. Translate. definitely Nathaniel Collins have a bit hurt. It's a warrior. The two fighters stay one step about the opportunity of his life, the World Championship, and that's so important. If we're gonna be win this fight, who make the best effort in the ring and take more hungry than the other to win the fight.
Okay, we have some questions from the media. Ellie has a mic. And yeah, if you just introduce yourself before asking your question.
Hi Nathaniel, Paul Barnes from BBC Scotland here. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good.
How important is this fight in the context not just of your career and the potential to change your life?
Yeah, it's massive. It's, you know, the next person, the person that wins this fight goes on to a world title. It's self-explanatory, isn't it? It's life-changing money, life-changing opportunities, the direction you can go, you know, securing your family's future. It's important. It's important to, you know, everybody up here is wanting to get to there. So, you know, for me personally, I've got, you know, a new baby coming in the next few days. I've got 2 kids. You know, I need to. This sets me up. You know, it's as simple as that.
How will you manage to do what you couldn't do 6 months ago?
I'll stay disciplined this time. You know, I could have done it 6 months ago. I should have done it 6 months ago. So there's no point sitting here and saying I could have, should have, and I would have. I thought it was unfair that night, but I'm here to right that, and you know, I think this is going to be a totally different fight. I think I'm going to box a comfortable victory.
Hi Nathaniel, Graham McPherson here, freelance boxing writer.
Hi mate.
I just wonder, you fought in the hydro before, you know what it's like. How tough it would be not to go with the crowd when they start going off their feet and cheering you on?
Yeah, obviously that's what I spoke about for the last fight, is what kind of sent me over the edge, and I think it's different this time, mate. It's different when there's a load of factors that I could have overlooked him. I could have thought that he wasn't going to be able to stay up when I was putting it on him. These are things that I don't think now. Now I know you need to be switched on. It's the same kind of danger of the Lee McGregor fight, where I took my time there, I picked my shots there, and that danger. Sam says it. If you've not got that danger, you don't switch on the same way. I know the danger's there now.
Go, Mike.
Greg Doyle, ASBR Boxing. Quick question for Aston. Aston, I know what kind of guy you are. You never look past any opponent. There's been a lot of talk that if you do come through Friday, they're looking at perhaps George Liddard for the British title.
Yeah.
Now, is that a fight that interests you, or at this stage in your career, are you looking to go as high as you possibly can, as quickly as you can?
I think any fighter should be looking to go as high and as quickly as they can, mate, you know what I mean? But forget the George Liddard fight, because I've got Sam Gilley in front of me on Friday night, and I get fully focused on that. I don't overlook anybody, mate. Full respect. I mean, to your opponent. Really focused on Sam Gilley on Friday night. If the George Liddard fight came in the future, so be it, know what I mean? But me and the big man are going for it on Friday night, and it'll be an absolute cracker.
Don't know why I've got to say my name, but I'll say it anyway. Andrew McCart, IFL TV. Nathaniel. Now listen, as a biased jock that I am, I want to talk about what's next, and you becoming a world champion, and in Scotland having another world champion. But that's something I'll ask you Friday night after the fight, a question about becoming world champion. Now, after this fight, I remember the emotions in the changing room. It was a draw. You treated it like a loss. The emotions you were going through, you were almost in tears. How much has that emotions played in this training camp and going into this rematch?
Mega, I never want to feel like that again, and that's just for a draw. So, like you're saying, last time I was in tears, last time I was heartbroken. It took me a while to get back into my, my swing after that, because I don't feel like I lost. I don't feel like a loser. I'm a winner, and I want to win in everything I do in life. So that was a big hit for me, and this is a chance to right that wrong and correct that blemish, so that there's no question about who won that, and there's no question about who's that level and who's going to world level. So that's what I'm focused on.
All right, there should be no question on Friday. Thank you for your question as well, Andrew McCart. Great to see you up here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get some face-offs for the final time before the weigh-in tomorrow, but make sure Friday night live on DAZN, a score to settle your main event, Nathaniel Collins against Cristobal Lorente in a fantastic rematch, and so much to look forward to. See you at the weigh-in. Well, there is Nathaniel Collins, unbeaten, of course, his opponent unbeaten. They battled to a draw 6 months ago, a 12-round thriller with Cristobal Lorente. And I think one interesting take from that press conference when it comes to Collins and Lorente is that Nathaniel Collins says that it will be round 1. Cristobal Lorente says that it will be round 13 and that he's going to finish essentially the momentum that he started creating in the second half of that fight. It's a fascinating main event on Friday night. There's Dylan Arbuckle against Nico Leivars, British Super Bantamweight Championship on the line. So many fantastic fighters have held that belt and gone on to do so much. You're looking at Jazza Dickens, Kid Galahad, Scott Quigg. They've won British Super Bantamweight Championships and gone on later to become world champions. It is a belt of significance, as are the British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight Championships. The step up now for Royston Barney-Smith, and him and Conor McIntosh are having a little bit of back and forth up there. Royston's brought plenty with him. The Barney-Smiths always come very, very much to support their man. And it's a big moment for both of them. Royston Barney-Smith says the British title is a step on the route to becoming multi-weight world champion. Conor McIntosh says that this is really his dream. It's his Everest on Friday night. Fascinating fight. Two fighters with completely different stories heading into it. And look at this embrace here, the respect between Aston Brown and Sam Gilley. I can confirm to you now that that will be completely out of the window when that first bell rings on Friday. So many people are saying this could be a fight of the year contender. Aston Brown is on a streak of 4 consecutive knockouts. He's unbeaten so far in his career. Sam Gilley stepping up from 154 pounds to 160 pounds, coming away from home and walking towards this Aston Brown fire, this Scottish fire, and he says he loves it. He says he needed something to get him revved up, to get the juices flowing, and that's what he gets on Friday. Brilliant fight. Aston Brown, Sam Gilley in the middleweight division. There's WBA bauble on the line as well, so there are world rankings at stake. Two genuinely nice guys, plenty of respect there. Both have had quite incredible journeys, both in and out of the ring, and I think that helps in terms of the respect. Both can relate to each other. And look at this, Nathaniel Collins, Cristobal Lorente. This is the rematch, WBC final eliminator on Friday night. The first fight was an unbelievable thriller. Nathaniel Collins says that he let his heart rule his head. He thought he could get Lorente out of there. The crowd were going wild. He went for the finish and he couldn't finish the job. Lorente built back into the fight and the fight ended in a draw. Nathaniel Collins says that he won. Cristobal Lorente says that he won. On Friday night, only one man will win, and the winner will be front of the queue for Bruce Carrington's WBC World Featherweight Championship, a fight of genuine significance in this brilliant featherweight division here in Scotland, live around the world on the global home of boxing, DAZN. That is your main event on Friday night. I think we're going to grab a word with Nathaniel Collins as well. I mean, I guess it's quite difficult for him
having a bit of back and forth with Cristobal Lorente, with the language gap that exists there. And of course the person translating, Sandor Martin, I mean, he's not a native English speaker himself, so it's not the easiest to build up a kind of back and forth. But I think one thing was very clear, the whole idea of it being round 13 and round 1. Let's see what Nathaniel has to say about this. The champ is here. The champ is here. Look at you, Nathaniel. How are you, mate?
I'm feeling good today, actually, to be honest, mate. I'm feeling fresh. I feel I've got a different feeling to the last time.
What is that? Why is that? Because last time, I know we had a chat about it upstairs, but last time the show was called The Next King of Scotland. It felt like a lot of pressure was being piled on you to take the baton from Josh Taylor, but are you not feeling that as much this time?
Nah, and it's weird because it's obviously my show, and mate, I just feel good. I feel light. I feel fresh. Everything's just went well, and I'm just ready to go and prove where I'm at.
Do you know what was interesting up there? And it's difficult when there's a Spanish speaker and the person translating is Spanish as well. He's Sandor Martin. But one of the things he said is that it's going to be round 13, essentially that he's going to continue the momentum he built up. And you're like, no, round 1.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's hoping that he'll come out and start the way he finished. If he does, fair enough to him, but it's fresh for me. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to put on a boxing lesson to this guy. Like I say, I don't think he's on my level, boxing ability. I showed that last time. Even, I was looking at the punch stats they put up, and it was like he'd landed X amount of more punches than me, or he'd thrown X amount of more punches than me. I'd landed the most punches. You know, like my defensive movements, you know, my accuracy is going to show, and it'll be the difference this fight. And he can come like a train, but he'll be just walking onto shots all night.
It feels like the key word for you is discipline, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing that takes somebody from European level or fringe world level to world level, is they guys are switched on and focused for 12 rounds. If you switch off focus, you can get switched off, you know, and that's what the game's all about. That's why everybody loves it.
What is this week like for you? You mentioned it up. I wasn't going to mention it, but you mentioned it up there in terms of your partner is pregnant. You have a baby due this week. Nathaniel, what is going on? What a week for you.
Yeah, it's a bit of chaos going on. You know, she's holding tight, so hopefully we can save it for Sunday.
So that's the plan in your Sunday. So that's not even Saturday.
Save it for Saturday.
Save it for Saturday.
Whatever day.
It is Friday night boxing, of course, and then hopefully a lovely baby due on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best of luck, Nathaniel. Great
Thank
to see
you, mate.
my friend.
Appreciated.
Look at that belt as well. Look at that. Tell him.
The champ.
Champ. Thank you, Nathaniel, and thank you for joining us today. Well, there you have it. A score to settle on Friday night. Friday night. Remember, not Saturday, like Nathaniel Collins, the guy fighting, said. It will be Friday night. A delight here in Scotland, live on The Zone. The main event, the return of Scotland's new leading light, Nathaniel Collins, looking to right a wrong against Cristobal Lorente. They are both unbeaten. The winner comes away front of the queue for Bruce Carrington's WBC World Featherweight Championship. It's the weigh-in tomorrow, and that's where we'll see you next. Thanks for tuning in.